National program aimed at helping disabled children become more mobile marks a milestone in the Fox Valley today.
Children's Wisconsin and Fox Valley Technical College presented their 25th Go Baby Go car to an area family today. Jeff Alexander joins us in studio to explain the program's impact.
Cammie, the Go Baby Go program has really taken off around the country. It provides specially modified and fitted electric ride-on cars to help kids with special needs become more mobile. Our camera was there today as car number 25 was given to the family of this young boy free of charge. What makes this possible, first of all, community donations, but then also the partnership between therapists with Children's Wisconsin and engineering students and faculty at Fox Valley Tech, who work together to determine the right modifications for each child's specific needs.
Many of these kids, especially because we work with a lot of younger children, don't have access to independently move around their environment themselves. Families are moving them around, and now this car gives them the opportunity to provide self-initiated mobility and go down the street with their families and friends and move themselves independently, many of which have not had access to this before.
And children receiving these free cars range in age from 9 months to 5 years old. The Go Baby Go program is currently seeking to offer them to more children, and families are encouraged to apply by visiting Children's website.